In today's investigation, we're going to learn about domain and range. We're going to use that to investigate a problem. A problem is which type of tax system is the most fair? There are three types we're going to look at. Our first type is a lump sum. That is, no matter what you make, you pay the same amount of tax. So think of it as you start with a job, and before you do anything, you have to pay the government their money that you owe them. The other type is a flat tax, where everybody pays the same percentage. So, for example, let's say for every dollar you make, you spend 5 cents to the government. So you pay 5% of your tax to the government, or a certain percentage. It doesn't matter how much money you make, you always pay the same amount of percentage, that is. So if you make $100,000 or you make $2, that same percentage it goes to the government. Then in a progressive tax, that's where as you make more money, you pay more percent. So you might have a low percent to start with, and then as you go up, you make more. And that's kind of what we do in the United States. We have exceptions, some deductions you'll learn about. So you might read like Amazon didn't make any money or didn't pay any taxes last year because they had all these exemptions to their progressive tax. Now, all this has to do with domain and range. Domain are all the x values. So it's all the x values you have. So like a look at this one for question 6, state the domain and range. So my x's go from -2 all the way to +3. I'm including all of them. So what happens, a lot of times we'll write it as the domain for D is the set of values of x such that, that's what that vertical line, such that x is between -2 and +3. I'm including that, so you don't have to write this set notation, but a lot of times you'll see it written like this. Sometimes we'll just have this part only. In the range are your y values. So if my range and my y values, I'm going to say range then is the set of y such that, now notice I'm starting at -2 for my y value. It goes all the way up to +4. So it's kind of the same thing. So I'm going to go -2 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 4. I just noticed I didn't have my equal sign on the previous one, so go back and change that. A way to remember this, I think in terms of pictures. So domain X, if I put that together, domain X kind of sounds like extraterrestrial, so I remember X goes with my domain. Rangy, that's where we got the picture of the cow here from a range, so rangy goes with Y. So domain X and rangy is a way to remember your X and Y values. Now, in the domain and range we just did, those were inclusive. That is, we included the numbers as part of the value. If you don't include them, that's called exclusive, and we'll take a look at that. So let's take a look at each one of these. We'll start here with my domain and range for question 7. So my domain, notice, goes from -1 to +2. It's inclusive. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go from the set of, need a pen there, the set of x values such that x goes from -1, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2. Then I'll look at my range value. In my range value, notice my y value. Does my y touch 0? I'm going to say it does. So I'm going to say this is kind of an opinion question if you're actually touching 0 here, but I'm going from 0 all the way up to 2. So I'm going to say my range value, I'm going to change pen colors here too, is the set of y such that 0 is less than or equal to y, which is less than or equal to 2. Because this would be my inclusive. Now, take a look at question 7. I'm going to look at exclusive. Now it's the same thing, but open circles means we don't include it. So I'm not including -1 in my domain. So my domain is going to be the set of x values such that x is less than, or try that again. I'm going to start at -1. So -1 is less than x, which is less than 2. And then my range values, with the set of y, I'm going to say this time it doesn't touch the 0. It doesn't include 0. So I'm going to say, oh, 0 is less than y, which is less than 2.